Hi everyone, this is Kim with Abundant Life Tarot, and we are doing our February Happy Valentine's Day love readings for both couples and singles, astrological signs, all 12. So I am excited to just dive right on in and do this reading for you here. So let's get started. Hello Leos, this is Kim, and we are doing your February love reading for both couples and singles. And this is a good month to focus in on love, wouldn't you think? So let's just go on and dive right on in. So, can't even shuffle right. All right, here we go. So for our Leo friends, Spirit, what are the general energies and forecast for love for both our single and coupled up Leos? What's Leo's looking at for the month of February? Spirit, let us know, please. Okay. I'm just told we'll go with this. It's interesting. We have healing. Then we have darkness. And then we have protection. And what I will say right off the bat is that darkness has actually, all of these cards have been coming up a lot for people in the readings, not just for Leos, but for many of the signs. So I think it's a general theme or overarching energy that's going on with us on a vibrational level, that we're all kind of dealing with a similar thing going on. So you're in great company, Leo. So what we're looking at here for February is there's going to be some concern or dealing with some healing in your life that's taking place in February for you, both coupled and single Leos. Whether this is the season where you will be actually entering a period of healing and darkness and protection, whether you are actually actively in a healing phase, about to be in darkness, or maybe you're all three. Maybe you're all of this. Some of you are embodying all of these energies. Some of you are here, some of you are here, and some of you are here. But nevertheless, for the month of February, each of you will be dealing and confronting with these overall forecasts, or I like to call these general energies in the love arena. Maybe there's some healing that happened that you have to deal with, some past relationships, maybe some past interpersonal relationships with family. There's just going to be a big focus for you to deal with healing. Maybe this is actually a physical healing. Maybe for some of you, I hate to say it, I don't know, it's kind of strange, but some of you may have been attacked, maybe emotionally or physically or verbally. And so you're actually having some healing from that. I don't know why. I just got this gut feeling to say that. But for some of you, maybe you were in this phase and now you're leaving this phase, and now you are pulling, because of the healing, you find a need to pull within. And there's a certain level of darkness that comes when we pull within and go within. Sometimes there's darkness in our thoughts, our fears, our emotions. Sometimes there's just darkness in the fact that we just want to be isolated and by ourselves. So there will be different levels of darkness being experienced in February for Leos. It will impact your relationships, both if you're in a relationship with a person or if you're single. The darkness is going to be something that has to be dealt with, and not to fight against it, but just to kind of go through this period and release and let go and let it be what it be. If you're feeling a little depressed, as opposed to railing against it and trying to convince yourself you're happy, just this card tells me to tell you to just kind of ride the ride and go on, and then let your emotions feel what they need to feel, and then move on so you can get through to healing. And then finally, there's going to be a need to protect, or a feeling that you are in protection mode of your heart. And like this card, whenever it comes up, I always feel the need to tell people that it's either a situation where you are in a need to protect your heart. Maybe you're under protecting your heart, and this card is showing you that the way of protecting it, that you need to. But more often than not, this is dealing with overprotecting your heart, because the crystallization that's happening at the bottom of the heart here tells me that this is becoming hardened. That maybe perhaps the darkness has hardened your heart to a point where you're not even able to let love in for people or a person who actually really wants to just love you. But it's difficult to love you because you've got healing that needs to happen. Maybe at some stage you guys are in darkness, and then in others, Leos, you're in protection mode. So at some point you're going to have to get back into balance, trusting your heart to the right people, of course, but nevertheless trusting, because in order to get to the relationship and love that you want, whether you're in a relationship or not, you need to soften and not have your heart crystallize to the point it's so hard that no one can penetrate it. So those are the energies that you'll be dealing with in February. And it's not bad per se. It may seem like it. It may seem like a carryover from the month prior, but really this is just an opportunity to work on yourself and work on your relationships. For the coupled up folks, you may find that there's a darkness in your relationships where you guys are not really, you're at odds almost. You're not even able to really communicate like easily, and you're wondering if the relationships is worth it. It is. It's just right now you guys are going through a different season, and don't get into the mode of being in overprotection mode where you guys shut down and don't even talk to each other. Watch how you are interacting with your partner. Are you being too overprotective of your heart? Are you not being protective enough of your own interests in the relationship? It's just a call to take a closer look at what your relationship is, where you are, where your partner is in terms of, are you guys on the same page, and getting back into balance. There will be a lot of healing going on as a result of the darkness, as a result of analyzing why you have to protect your heart. But in the end, at the end of February, on the other side of this, you're going to be relieved. You're going to be happy. I get a sense that on the other side, going into March, all this inner work is going to make you stronger and make you have a much easier time come spring. All right, so we are looking at the general overall energies for the month of February for Leos, both coupled and singles. What are we working with, dealing with, or what advice you can give us, Spirit, regarding Leo's love life in February? What's going on? What can we do? We would love a jumping card, please. That's so funny. Okay, there's one. How about one more? I feel the need for one more card. Oh, nice. All right. So we have the Six of Shields, or Six of Pentacles. And we have the Lovers. Wow. Okay, so this is why I feel like all of this over here was good, and that it is for the greater good of everything, because here's why. The tarot reading for the overall month of February for Leos is good. There's going to be in your relationships give and take. Perhaps if you're in a relationship, your partner's going to recognize your struggle, your emotional struggle, maybe your ups and downs, and will be there for you. And in turn, it makes you kind of come out of your darkness or your shell or your depression and want to be there for them. So there's going to be a lot of give and take in your relationships with yourself and your partner and yourself and others in general, whether you're in a relationship or not. For the singles, this is good because perhaps you'll find yourself in situations where people are helping you meet others, like kind of being like a little matchmaker situation going on for some Leos, while others are going to be dating. And finally, the dating is going to feel like you guys are equally receiving and giving something towards the other. Sometimes with dates, it can feel a little one-sided. You know what I mean? Like, it can feel like when you're on an actual date and then you are vibing with the person, but you're the only one kind of there and putting forth the effort. Or sometimes it's vice versa. This month, the people that you're going to be encountering, or the person you're going to be encountering, a particular person, you're going to feel like just as much as you're dishing out, they're dishing out. It's on equal footing. That's going to feel really good for you, really solid. Like there could be a possible thing with this person that you're thinking about. And then for the couples, again, it's just that give and take that's happening that feels so solid, so safe, so secure, makes you want to be in love with your partner, makes you feel confident in the relationship. Now, for those who are dealing with Leos, maybe you're looking at this reading for a Leo in your life. You can just look for your Leo really just feeling the need to be of a gift to their partners this month. So I think that as advice to you is just to be a gift to them. So that dynamic is going on. That helps you to achieve the Lovers card. This is a major arcana card, which tells me that this is a highly influential overall vibrational energy going on. So obviously for February, that's exciting. For coupled up ones, that means you guys are connecting. You are facing this life together. You feel like you got a partner in crime. And no matter what darkness is coming, no matter what bills that may come that feel like you can't pay enough down on, or no matter what arguments that come, you still feel that attraction to your partner. You still feel that kinship to them, like you guys are family, like you'll get through anything together. That is a great feeling, and that is important. That tells me that the healing is happening, even despite the darkness, even despite the other things. Healing is happening because you are just in that lover's moment. And then the single ones means that the person that you're thinking about is thinking about you, and that there's a very strong chance for a budding relationship to happen. For those who don't have anyone like right on your radar, there is someone that's in your peripheral that you just may not have noticed that is noticing you. So kind of be just on the lookout. Look out at work, look out in the local places you're always frequenting, because there is someone who is eyeing you who really wants to have something deeper with you, but just maybe has not built up the courage yet. But I have a feeling for February, somehow the month of love will inspire that person to build up that courage to ask you out, to take you out on a date. So for Leos, despite the emotional stuff that you're working on internally for your heart space, love-wise, there's plenty of opportunity to grow in it. Okay, plenty of opportunity with these beautiful trees in these cards. All right, so Spirit, let's look at Leo's outside and inside influences and factors that may be impacting their love life right now. What could be impacting their love life right now? It's funny. Okay, we're just going to look at all of them. I'm just going to go with it. It's going to be a longer reading. Sorry, Leos. You pull it out of me. Okay, new exercise program jumped first. Then hobbies. Yay. I'm always a fan of this card. And then finally, keep the faith. Ooh, I get chills. Okay, first off, so obviously we're riding that wave off of January's New Year's, resolutions. Many of you Leos, because that's your fiery passion, many of you are already workout little busy bees, trying new exercise programs. So this may, for the single ones, may bring in opportunities for you to go to a new gym, try a new fitness regimen, go to a new boot camp, where you may end up meeting someone that, whether it's meeting someone who's maybe your trainer and you start to have a vibe and hit it off, or it could be maybe the trainer introduces you to one of his or her friends, but it leads to love in some kind of weird way. Kind of exciting. Maybe your workout buddy and you, who was once your guy friend or your gal friend, you guys start to turn into something else. For the coupled up ones, you are inspired to live a healthier lifestyle. So you start a new exercise program and your partner is seeing this. And so it's encouraged of you to invite your partner along for a brisk walk, or for doing some exercises in the backyard or whatever the case may be. It's a real opportunity also to kind of sex up exercise in your relationship and spice up your life. So, I don't know. Exercising kind of kills two birds with one stone. Helps with endorphins, kind of helps get your body ready for sex. And then, it also gives you guys an opportunity to connect and have some time together. So, and then you're exercising, you're doing it for health. It's like a win-win-win. Hobbies. Okay. The reason why I love this card so much is because hobbies are really healthy for relationships. So if you're in a relationship and you're spending a lot of time with your partner and you're wondering why you guys are starting to argue or starting to not vibe like you used to, well, maybe it's because you guys don't have lives of your own anymore. It's important to have lives of your own. I'm saying this now to remind you. This card came out to say it, to remind you. You need to have a hobby for your own good, your own sake, and for the sake of your relationship. Hobbies add spice because it gives you something to talk about with your partner other than y'all's bills, other than the kids, other than the relationship. It adds dimension to you. Who wants a partner who doesn't have any dimensions to them? I don't want a partner like that. When my husband starts to get clingy, I'm like, it's time for you to get some hobbies or hang out with some friends, and vice versa. If I feel that start to be in myself, I check that and I get back to my hobbies, like bothering you guys with my readings for you, for these monthly love readings, right? This is a passion of mine. So find something that really stirs your soul, because chances are if you're single, if you're doing things you love, that's going to bring in that energy of love to you, like from someone who may be doing the same similar interests, or someone who supports your passions, which is just as important, if not more important, than someone who's into the same things you are, right? And then in turn, encourage. This card could be if maybe you have hobbies and your partner doesn't have hobbies and you're finding them clingy, encourage them to get some damn hobbies and go do some things. So this card is either calling for you to explore hobbies or for you to encourage your partner to, or do both. It's really healthy. I cannot emphasize it enough. I cannot. And then finally, keep the faith. Keep the faith. I'm trying to have it focus. My Leos, keep the faith that the darkness that is here is serving a purpose. Just like with a butterfly that has to cocoon and go into its own shell, its own darkness, and then emerge metamorphosized into a beautiful butterfly. the caterpillar is transformed, and you need to keep the faith and know that everything is divinely led and divinely happening, and that what you desired, when you set your intention on many moons ago, when you said, I want this relationship to work, or I want to find love, it is not going to come back void. The only reason why your word or your desire will come back void is because you don't have faith, that you don't believe. It's like planting a seed. It's planting a seed into the soil, watering it, nurturing it, loving on it, and then having faith that it's going to grow in its own time. In its own time. Your relationship is going to develop and grow in its own time. Don't rush it. Don't try to move it faster than it needs to be. And ladies, let the men take the lead. Let the men plan the dates initially, if you must. I say for as long as possible. Let it be a little old-fashioned. Why? Because men like a chase. Sorry, I, to be honest with you, I'm kind of an alpha female myself. I like a damn chase. No one wants someone who, is just too available. So you gotta have to kind of trust the dating process and keep the faith that it's unfolding beautifully and naturally. And that if things end, keep the faith that it's for a divine purpose and that something bigger and greater is coming. Put that on a sticky note if you have to, and stick it up in a mirror or in your car. You got to keep the faith that everything is unfolding the way it needs to be and should be. All right, so let's look at the sexual, sensual energies for, Leo. Jeez. For the month of February. One already jumped. Let's see if something else jumps. Yes. This one always likes to jump. I like that. This is the Six of Wands. So a lot of wands, because we have the wands here, the Eight of Wands, and a progression of going from 6 to 8. So there's a progression of kind of sensual connections through the month of February, starting kind of like a little week and then progressing up throughout the month to kind of a peak, if you will. Wands deals with passions, deals with kind of a fiery kind of energy. We have here the Six of Wands, where you and your partner there's going to be a sense of adoration for one another, where you kind of like would put your partner on the pedestal if you could. You guys are vibing on each other that much, that tough. For single ones who are starting to date someone, you're feeling the same. You're like, wow, I'm really digging this person. You're kind of talking to this person up to your co-workers and to your friends, and you, when you're around, you guys are flirty. It's easy to flirt. They are talking you up, kind of make, feel, just the vibe is so strong and so there. The passion is so there. You guys are just right there feeling each other. If you are having sexual relations, these two cards indicate that it's hard, fast, heavy, and strong. And that both of you equally feel the passions. With the 6 and the 8, tell me kind of it's even, if you will. It's not really so one-sided, which is nice. I get that feeling for the month of February, both coupled and single. If you're single and you're kind of dating, you're just going to get a sense of like, wow, I'm finally kind of vibing with a person or people who we equally are vibing each other on the same level. And then with you and your partner, if you're in a relationship or married, you're finally like in the bedroom, like, wow, this is what it's like to be in a relationship and have regular sexual relations, regular connection, regular intimacy. So even though many of you will be dealing with, healing and darkness and doing some analyzing on the protection in your life, it still shows a beautiful thing happening in your love life. And that's because you're taking the time to do the work and feel the feelings that you need to. Otherwise, you'd stay in darkness, you'd stay in overprotection mode, and no healing would happen. But these other cards tell me, no, that's not going to happen. This is all divine purpose stuff going on right here. All right, so let's look at Leo's, or let's give Leo some guidance and advice on love, coupled and single. Please, please tell me, please, Spirit. What's going on? Oh. All right. Oh, nice. Okay, so the first card that jumped is free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And isn't that what we've been talking about? Like all of this right now? Oh my gosh. I'm going to read excerpts from the guidebook on this oracle, okay? So let's do that. I don't always read from the guidebook because, well, usually I just like to go off my memory and my intuition. But sometimes my intuition tells me to read to you guys, like story time. All right, here we go. Like the unicorn in the image on this card, you may be feeling trapped. Perhaps you've relinquished control to someone else, or maybe you feel smothered in your career or relationship. As you tune into yourself, you'll sense the specific areas where this message applies to you. You can even ask yourself, in what ways do I feel limited or constrained? Trust the answers you receive. This card comes to you from the romance angels because they've heard your call for great love. To experience passion, though, you must first allow yourself to feel deep emotions. In doing so, you may come up against areas of your life where you harbor discontent. Simply by acknowledging these areas, you bring light to the situation and allow room for the angels to help you. As you commit to taking back control of your life, your feelings will naturally thaw and reawaken. This leads to a greater capacity to love yourself, your partner, and your experiences. Wow. So this is all talking about what we talked about tonight, and then also actual practical tips on how to get there. Amazing. Thank you, Spirit. All right, so let's look at forgiving and learning. And this is for both. I get a sense, like I said, this whole reading is it's so couple, single, doesn't matter. It's just Leo, this reading this month. Wow. The romance angels have heard your desire for great love, and they bring you this card as guidance. They see that your heart can give and receive the bliss of romance by clearing away the cobwebs of the past. The angels know that you've been hurt before and that you're wary of being hurt again. Yet your defenses are creating barriers to allowing love into your life. As you heal your past, you won't keep recreating it. After all, you attract into your life the situations and relationships that remind you of what you've already experienced, because that is a primary tool of healing. To change it to a healthier relationship pattern, it's necessary to detoxify any old anger, blame, or unforgiveness you may be holding. This includes forgiving yourself. If you call upon the angels and ask them to help you release and heal your past, they'll clear away the heaviness so that your heart can soar with happiness. And that, my friends, is what we are talking about. Okay? Wow. That's amazing. All right, so let's look at healing for Leo, since this is a theme apparently for Leo this month. Let's take a look. Spirit, give us a card for love healing for Leos for the month of February 2018. Thank you. Victim consciousness. All right, Leo, take a good look at that. Where in your life, well, obviously we're talking about love life, but it could be other areas too, not just your love life, where some victim consciousness on your part is coming up. Now we got to read the guidebook on that one, because the Heal Yourself reading cards goes deep. All right, stop blaming others and take responsibility for what you are creating. It's easy to think that life is unfair and point a finger at others. If you hear yourself saying, life is unfair, bad things always happen to me, I'm not good enough, nobody cares about me, why me, I can't do what I want to do, etc., then you are losing your power, nourishing your victim aspect, and ascertaining your place in the victim club, like that. Your inner victim can stop you from moving forward by creating dramas, making you judge others, telling you that you don't deserve better, and keeping you stuck in a financial rut. You need to build your internal confidence, self-worth, and courage. Get out of your comfort zone and work on expanding and growing in all areas of your life. The light side of the victim archetype is the victorious part, which can help you to hold your power without getting angry and attacking others. It can also assist you to create healthy boundaries and act from a place of honesty, integrity, compassion, and love. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is amazing. So that's, again, giving you a little bit of more of how you get to the healing part, how you do the healing part, okay? How do you do the healing part when you're trying to heal, say? Listen to this reading as many times as you need to, Leo, because if you're healing in areas of love, even if it's self-love you're healing in, building hobbies, etc., it's going to affect every other area of your life. Trust and believe that. And you have evidence of that in other areas of your life, and you know what I'm saying to be true. Okay. All right. Finally, let's look at just some closing words for Leo for the month of February. What can we leave Leo with? All right, let's look at these two. Freedom. Take that in. Choice. Freedom is a choice. If we take the literal, or we could say you have a choice to be free or not be free in all how you think. The healing really comes when you realize that you have a choice in how you feel about life and love, right? You can either feel like love offers you freedom, it releases the bondage that's on your heart and on your spirit. Or you could choose to look at it like you'll never have it, like it's tying you down, or like, it's just, it never works out for you. But if you're trying to achieve freedom, you need to choose to be of freedom, meaning you got to be in a state of being in order to receive it. You can't live in a situation where you're not. If you want love, you have to be love. You have to believe in it. You have to know it to be true for yourself. What love brings is a certain level of freedom. Freedom to love and freedom to be. to be you in a relationship. I'm going to look at, I like to just say a couple of the keywords for these cards that come with the deck. We have freedom, exhilaration, can do anything, breaking out of routine, or a need to let go and move on. So also I get a sense, finally, when you finally do the healing work, you're going to feel free in life and love. Look at that rose here. That's love finally being able to be released and like just released out versus being bottled up and chained inside. And there is a need to let go. There is finally a need to do the healing so you can let go and so you can finally be open to your partner that you have now to let him or her love you. There could be a lot of arguments and fights, all because you don't really know how to let someone love you. But no one has told you that. Well, I'm telling you that. I'm telling you that Spirit is telling me to tell you that. And you've got to learn how to love yourself so that way you can show others how to love you. So that way when others are loving you, you recognize it. Because right now you're not able to. Whether you're in a relationship and you're blessed that you're in a relationship or not. And then choice. Inner battle, decisions, push and pull, or need to get clear if coming from love or fear. Get clear on if you're, choose up. Are you coming from love or fear in anything and everything you do, in every interaction that you've got going on with someone or something? Is it coming from love or fear? Sit with it. Ask yourself that when you start to feel a certain kind of way. Where is this coming from? So, wow, what a powerful reading. You got a lot going on in the month of February, my lovely Leos. It's been a pleasure doing this reading for you. Thank you so much for watching. Much love, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.